Happening today, several people are being honored for their heroic acts during the 1 October shooting.
Yeah, and two of those people are NHP troopers who were off duty that night, and Marissa Kinnison now has more on their incredible story.
When everybody was running away from those shots coming from Mandalay Bay, these two troopers ran towards them. They were both off duty the night this chaos erupted, but Sergeant Eckert says immediately his training took over. He became calm and did what he had to do. Imagine having to stay calm when this is all around you. Sergeant Eckert was able to get his family, friends, and several strangers out safely, but that's when he got a call from a fellow trooper. Desperate, he said his daughter was still trapped inside. Sergeant Eckert immediately ran back in to save her.
I know that the guys that I work for, they would do anything for me, so I would do anything for them. This is what we do. It's a brotherhood.
Sergeant Eckert was able to save his co-worker's daughter that night. The other trooper, Trooper Whitmarsh, actually helped triage victims the night of the 1 October shooting, potentially saving over a dozen people. Marissa Kinnison, 13 Action News.
Marissa, thank you. Also happening today, flags will be flown at half-staff to honor the Thunderbirds pilot killed in that F-16 crash in the Nevada desert.
Governor Brian Sandoval made that request in a tweet, saying that our nation is grateful for Major Stephen Del Bagno's service. Well, meanwhile, there are still a lot of questions regarding the crash. Military experts say that Del Bagno would be considered the best of the best. He logged more than 3,500 flight hours to join the Thunderbirds.
So when a mishap like this happens, it's not only a tragedy, but it's a mystery, because how could a pilot so experienced, so talented, lose his life in a mishap like this?
Del Bagno is from California. Nellis Air Force Base right now is working on a memorial.
Just in this morning, the value of your home may have gone up just within the last month.
Well, according to the Greater Las Vegas Association of Realtors, the median price for a single-family home in southern Nevada was some $280,000 in the month of March. Now, that is up nearly 2% from the month before and a 15% increase in the last year. Condos and townhomes are also up month to month and also year to year. The median price for those kind of homes is some $160,000.
A news story of heroism this morning from Tuesday's attack at YouTube headquarters.
Well, a California Uber driver jumped in to help out employees evacuate that area as soon as he learned exactly what was happening. Well, Lucasio Simone says that he made at least 8 trips back to the building to drive those employees to safety.
It's a pretty sad, to see how everyone, shaking and crying around, people concerning for my friends and starting to call the families to let know that everything's okay.
Well, 3 people were shot. The shooter, Nasim Agdam, took her own life, and now for the very first time this morning, we are hearing from the shooter's dad.
Ismail, was your daughter a terrorist?
No.
Was she violent?
No.
Did you know that she had a gun?
No.
You don't know why she did this?
I don't know. She never hurt the animal.
On Monday, the San Diego Sheriff's Office took a missing persons report from Agdam's father and put her into a missing persons database. Now, there have been conflicting reports on whether police were alerted to her violent intentions, and GMA is going to have more on that coming up at 7 a.m.
Yeah, still a lot of questions there that need to be answered. Time now is 6:05, still ahead. How would you like to travel from New York to London in just 3 hours? How NASA plans to do just that. Also this.
The last home opener at Cashman Field. We talked to fans about what brings them out to watch the Las Vegas 51s each season. And new this morning, getting up close and personal with nature, the special program for kids in the valley that introduces them to the great outdoors. Dan?
Well, outside temperatures going up today. We're talking upper 80s across Las Vegas, but the high clouds, they stick around. Mostly cloudy throughout the day. Wind's not too bad, but tomorrow we're talking a completely different story. That forecast just
All right, I want to update you on that breaking news. An officer-involved shooting over on the east side. Here's the center of town there and the Spaghetti Bowl, and you can see over here on the east, it's in the area of Charleston and Madge, and that's kind of Charleston and Sloan. Over on the east side, actually, it is to the west of Hollywood, though. So let's get up to Parker Collins with more pictures here and live pictures, fast and first with Chopper 13.
Dana, pretty much all the investigating, all the police work is happening on a street called Madge, which is right off of Charleston. You're going to see a lot of police lining this one street here, this one neighborhood. They've got it taped off. They're working pretty hard over here. You're going to see those flashing lights. Like you said, we've got confirmed that police have shot somebody, but we're just not sure what led up to that or how that person is doing. But take a look over here. It looks like they're going through this vehicle, probably as part of their investigation. They are looking through this as we speak. But a lot of the homes are in this area. People probably aren't going to be allowed to leave. As you can see, it's pretty residential. Not really a tightly knit subdivision, just a lot of spread out homes over here. But this street is taped off in both directions. Again, this is right off of Charleston. This is Madge Street, kind of in the Sloan area. Back to you all.
All right, Parker, thanks for the look. Well, it wasn't the opening day the 51s fans were hoping for.
Yeah, the team lost to the El Paso Chihuahuas 4-2 last night, but still people we talked to say, well, they love the team because it's fun and it's also an affordable option, especially in an increasingly expensive sports world.
We could go to 2 Golden Knight games, or we could go to a season of 51 games. So go Knights, but we can't afford you.
All right, well, this year marks the 51's final season there at Cashman Field before moving to downtown Summerlin next season.
So I made a lot of fun of the Chihuahuas yesterday and got some,
woo,
you people are passionate about your teams. Apparently we have a lot of El Paso fans here in town. So my heartfelt apologies and have a sense of humor.
Oh, we were just having some fun.
We were just having some fun.
We all fear the ears, don't we?
There we go.
That's our slogan. All right. Well, this morning NASA has a project. They want to fly passengers from New York to London in less than 3 hours.
Pretty cool. NASA's developing a new supersonic plane. It just signed a $247 million contract with Lockheed Martin to build NASA's first experimental jet in more than a decade. Supersonic plane projects are becoming competitive, with 2 other private companies looking to build planes within the next few years. 3 hours.
Incredible.
Whew. Meanwhile, scientists have harvested their first crop of vegetables in Antarctica grown without soil or daylight. German researchers cultivated salad greens, cucumbers, and radishes in a high-tech greenhouse by using special lights and water. It's part of a project that could help astronauts grow fresh food on other planets.
Yeah, if we want to go live in outer space, that's what you got to do, right? All right, time now is 6:12, still ahead. Scientists say that they have made a major move in revolutionizing cancer treatment.
Plus, how you can score free tickets to a Vegas Golden Knights playoff game.
And also later, your money, why car sales are at a record high with buyers able to save thousands.
Scientists just wrapped up a painstaking task they hope will revolutionize cancer treatment. They logged the genetic code of more than 11,000 tumors with 33 types of cancer. Think of it kind of like an atlas. Researchers found that tumors in different parts of the body had molecular similarities, and experts think it might mean more effective treatment and could even lead scientists to develop new drugs. They found existing treatments could work in about half the cases they logged.
Well, this morning, another example of Vegas strong. Officer Charleston Hartfield was honored in Washington, D.C. yesterday. The dedication was made ahead of the Cannonball Memorial Run, which is a marathon to honor fallen officers. Members of Metro's Honor Guard were also on hand to accept a plaque dedicated to Officer Hartfield, who was killed during the 1 October shooting.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm 13 First Alert meteorologist Sam Brownison for Justin, and things looking all right outside. That sun will be up in about 15 minutes, and we got some high clouds out there still, and that kept temperatures very mild last night. Right now, temperatures sitting in the 70s, 71 degrees here in Las Vegas. Current temperature, Anthem, hey, dropped down to 69, one of the cooler spots around town. Pahrump, you're at 66, and the clouds are hanging around, and they're not going anywhere throughout the afternoon. We're going to definitely keep them across Clark County through, it looks like, Saturday, but then finally, I think we push these clouds out and we see a little bit more sun early next week. Wind speeds really not too bad this morning, but just wait a day. Tomorrow afternoon, we are talking one of the windiest days we've seen in a while here in Las Vegas. Gusts could be as high as 55 miles per hour. That's high enough that debris will be flying around. Driving on the highways definitely going to be a little difficult tomorrow afternoon and evening. And we could even see some dust in the air tomorrow with wind gusts that high. Sustained winds could be as high as 30 miles an hour even. So very windy across the area on Saturday. That is not good news for your pollen levels. Not dropping at all. Keeping that in the high category every day through, it looks like, next week. Highs today. still like yesterday, into the 80s, 85 for Spring Valley, and we're going to see 86 up in North Las Vegas tonight. Temperatures about the same as this morning, into the 60s across most of the metro. A little bit cooler than today because the clouds shouldn't be as thick. Look at that with the winds tomorrow. We're still talking some warm temperatures, 90 degrees. Our first time we've seen that in about 6 months. So it's going to be a warm afternoon tomorrow. Cool that off into the low 80s on Sunday. There's your sunshine, still a little breezy, and early next week, not looking too bad, and beautiful highs next week with them staying in the mid 80s.
All right, thanks, Dan. Just want to give everyone another update on that officer-involved shooting. We do have live pictures from Chopper 13. Let's take a look. The actual shooting happened at Madge Lane and Maple Road. It's a small area over on the east side, but it's right around the area of Charleston and Sloan. You can see here as Chopper 13 pushes in all the investigators on the scene. Now, we do know that one person was shot. We don't know the extent of injuries at this point or if any police officers were hurt. We do have Marissa there on the scene, and she's gathering more info, and we'll have that in a little bit. So even though some side streets are shut down there, Dan, doesn't look like it should be a huge traffic problem over there on the east side.
No, not at all. Things are running pretty smooth out there, and actually across the city, we're not seeing much of a problem at all. Look at your freeways. The only slowdown right now, actually the Spaghetti Bowl, the southbound lanes on the 15, just running a little slower than normal because of that construction trying to open up that ramp, and you can see the backup there right around Charleston, heading southbound. Northbound looking pretty good, though, this morning. Definitely some good news if you're hitting the roads. There's your drive times, about 6 minutes southbound, 4 minutes northbound.
All right, thanks, Dan. New this morning, some Valley kids are getting a lesson in nature at a very young age.
Yeah, Parker Collins now shows us the popular program that parents are eager to sign their children up for.
Everybody looks smart like a scientist.
There are a lot of big personalities in this group and loud voices.
Beaver! A beaver! Okay, it goes in the mammals.
Nature Tykes is a group of 3 to 6 year olds. They meet at Wetlands Park to learn and explore.
Raccoon! I like a kid to be a kid, just running, arms out, stretched, enjoying being outside.
The kids walk along this path. They kind of move at their own pace, and you never know what they're going to find out here.
Animals right there!
There's spring and fall sessions. For the past few years, the class has filled up the first day.
It gets rowdy sometimes, but it's a lot of fun.
They're discovering new species and new friendships. Parker Collins, 13 Action News.
Yeah, that'll make your Friday morning, right, to see those kids just smiling there and having such a great time.
So sweet. And if you haven't visited the Wetlands Park, you are really missing out on a gem in our city.
Yeah,
it feels like you are in another world. Like, there's no way I'm in Las Vegas, but it's great. It's a great spot. The groups meet Wednesdays and Saturdays. We're going to put up a link on our website so you can sign up if you're interested.
All right, time now is 6:19. Still ahead.
I just want her to come home to us today.
On pleading for the release of his mother as she faces deportation, where she's being held right now.
Now we are headed fast and first to the Orleans right now, where 3 people in that area were shot. They're expected to live, but we're going to give you an eye of that scene in just a moment.
From Contact 13, car sales are at a record high, and there's good reason. Buyers are able to save thousands right now. What's behind the lower prices? Well, the average new car now costs $35,000. That is steep. So more people are leasing, which means those cars are getting turned back in every 3 years and they're back on the lot. Customers are saving an average of $14,000. If you're in the market, experts recommend looking for a certified used car.
A local 5-year-old girl is planning to honor fallen officers at a marathon in L.A. this weekend.
Teresa Ann's one busy little girl. She was at Pinecrest Academy in Henderson yesterday getting officers to sign a blue line flag that she's going to carry in that race. Last weekend, Teresa honored fallen North Las Vegas detective Chad Parquet in Henderson's Fallen Heroes Memorial Run. She also ran a race for Officer Charleston Hartfield and set up a lemonade stand to raise money for officers who were killed in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, we've done so many stories there with Teresa. She's a fantastic young lady.
She is.
All right, so how would you like to win a free ticket to see the Golden Knights in a playoff game?
TV food personality Nico Santucci is offering one lucky fan 1 game to the ticket to go with him. The prize includes a 5-course dinner at his restaurant, Capo's Italian Steakhouse, followed by a Rolls-Royce chauffeur ride to T-Mobile Arena and front row ticket right next to him at Wednesday's game. To enter the contest, head to his Instagram page and find this post. Boy, not a bad view. If the game's boring, you can just enjoy him. Comment on why you should be the lucky winner and maybe say something more articulate than I just did. And the winner will be announced next Tuesday.
The best thing is, I don't know if our mics picked it up or not, you could hear Dana Roselli cracking up there over in the breaking news.
She and I, we see eye to eye on some of this important stuff.
All right.
NFL star Julian Edelman is revealing how he helped stop a potential school shooting.
Yeah, on ABC's Gio Benitez has the details in today's GMA First Look.
We're hearing from 2 unlikely heroes, Super Bowl winning football star Julian Edelman and his assistant Shannon Moen.
At first, and I was like, this is, I don't know if this is real.
The Patriots wide receiver had posted this photo on Instagram when a follower sent him a direct message. Dude, there is a kid in your comment section says he's going to shoot up a school. I think you should alert the authority. Edelman immediately called his assistant in Boston.
My initial thought was my heart just sunk.
Right away, police in Massachusetts called authorities in Michigan who say they found the user, just 14 years old. Police say the boy admitted to making the threat and that he was allegedly talking about shooting up his own middle school. And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have more on the tip that potentially saved lives. With your GMA First Look, I'm Gio Benitez, ABC News, New York.
Yeah, thank goodness someone saw something and they said something.
Yes, exactly. Well, that's coming up at 7, but we've got another half hour of local news for you, including UFC fighter Conor McGregor surrendering to authorities overnight. We're hearing from the president of the UFC this morning.
And we are just getting to the scene of an officer-involved shooting. We are at Charleston and Madge. You can see this street is blocked off. We'll have the latest from police coming up.
Just getting over the Orleans Fast and First. Near here, there was a shooting overnight. We know 3 people were shot. We're going to give you a look at this in just a moment.
That's just wrong. The guy has surgery and a week later we're like, woo, Todd. Sue us.
Now, breaking news from 13 Action News.
Well, police have shot a person on the east side of the valley, and right now the neighborhood is blocked off while they investigate. Marissa Kinnison is live near the scene, right around the area of Charleston and Sloan. Marissa.
Dana, we just got to the scene minutes ago. Right now, police still have us pretty far off. So Travis is going to zoom in here a little bit so you can see exactly where this happened, just down the street here. Now, again, police have us a couple blocks away, mainly for safety reasons, but also because they are still investigating. Right now, we have seen crime scene investigators go under the tape. We've also seen some detectives go under the tape. The only ones they're letting through, like this truck right here, are people who need to get out of the neighborhood. So right now we are still working to find out what led up to this shooting. It's also still not clear if any officers were hurt or if anybody else was hurt. But again, they do have a very large perimeter here blocked off this morning. The only people they're letting out is anybody that lives inside the neighborhood trying to get out for whatever reason, school or work here this morning. We are still working to find out more details, and we'll bring that to you throughout the newscast. Marissa Kinnison, in 13 Action News.
Marissa, thanks for the latest on that breaking news. It's 6:30. Good morning, Las Vegas. I'm Beth Fisher.
And I am Ty Quinones. And Dan, sir, for people who have weekend plans outdoors, the wind's going to cause some problems, perhaps.
Yeah, you know, I think tomorrow's going to be one of those days you might want to move things inside because it is going to be across the area tomorrow afternoon. First, though, we got to get through today. And you know what? Today's not looking to be too bad. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous outside. Look at your current temperatures. Very mild start to your day. 71 Las Vegas, 69 right now. Henderson's cooling off a little bit in the outskirts of town, but still waking up to no jackets because you don't need them this morning. Now, Futurecast showing you mostly clear skies today, but we're going to have those high clouds stick around, so we'll call it mostly cloudy with those high clouds around. No rainfall on this Futurecast. Maybe tomorrow we could squeeze out just enough moisture to see a sprinkle in town. It's a very small chance, but that wind is going to be the main story for your Saturday, and also with it, warmer temperatures than even today, and we're going to see highs into the 80s today, so relatively warm afternoon expected. I'm going to have more on those winds coming up. First, we got to get to traffic, too, because we got that ramp on the US 95 northbound to southbound 15 that is supposed to open. It was supposed to open at 6. Not sure if it's open yet, but if it is, it's going to make that traffic a lot smoother. We are seeing a little bit of a backup on southbound 15 lanes, though, right now. Had a report of an accident at Tropicana and the US 95. I think that has cleared, so you're good there. No issues whatsoever. Looking at the 515 and Sunset out there, and things are running very smoothly this morning.
Thanks, Dan. Just wanted to update you on that breaking news we brought you earlier that 3 people have been shot right in the area near the Orleans Hotel Casino. It's Tropicana and Decatur, so the next kind of big intersection over there. But Parker Collins in Chopper 13 fast and first, and he's looking around that area this morning. This happened a little bit earlier this morning, so what we're noticing now is it looks like the scene has been cleared. So good news if you're traveling through that part of town, but we do know 3 people were shot and taken to the hospital earlier today.